Welcome to Atlas Behavioral Health Consulting on our channel today. And this is where small shifts create big transformation using intentional empathy to transform your life and the lives of those around you. And before we begin our show for today, I would like to remind you to like this video, to subscribe to the channel, to share this video or podcast wherever you hear this with anyone who you think might get something out of it. Make a comment. All these things help this channel grow and help to move the ideas that we're talking about, including empathy and transformation, to those who might want it and need it the most. What is today's shift that we're talking about today? We're flipping the script on what we think we want to hear because today's episode is called Why No is Better Than Yes. I know that might sound totally backwards. After all, we've been trained and conditioned and wired to chase yes like it's a win. But most of the time, it's not the honest no that causes problems. It's the pressured, polite, fake yes that unravels everything later. Non-committal yeses, counterfeit yeses, confirmation yeses end up having issues in implementation and carry through and carry out later. We want to get away from that. A pressured yes leads to misalignment, missed deadlines, emotional burnout, quiet resentment. So today we're diving into no-oriented questions, the kind that give people permission to say no, and why that's actually the most empathetic thing you can offer. We'll explore how this concept shows up in your relationships, in the workplace, and how we build trust. And we'll root it all in the science behind intentional empathy, including how our brains construct emotion in real time and why most of what we communicate has nothing to do with words. If you've ever said yes and regretted it, this episode is for you. Let's begin. What are no-oriented questions? A no-oriented question is designed to do exactly what it sounds like. Make it safe and easy for someone to say no. Instead of asking, can we talk now? You ask, is now a bad time to talk? Or instead, would you be okay with this change? You ask, are you against the idea of making this change? These questions put the power back in the other person's hands. They reduce pressure and say, it's okay to set a boundary. I will respect it. That's intentional empathy, creating emotional safety before asking for agreement. When someone says no, they don't just protect their boundaries, they actually feel safer, more respected, and more confident. They also listen better. And when someone feels confident and secure, they're more open, more able to collaborate, and far more likely to say a real, meaningful yes when the time is right. No is not the end of the conversation, it's the beginning of an honest one. And when you ask something like, would it be unreasonable to change course? Are you opposed to trying something new? You're inviting not just feedback, but truth. And truth is where trust begins. Let's talk about the science. First, emotions, as we've talked about before, are not automatic. They are constructed in real time based on context, memory, and social cues. That's the work of neuroscientist Dr. Lisa Feldman Barrett. When you offer someone a no-oriented question, their brain senses, I'm not being cornered. I have a choice. And that sense of safety and in that prediction that the brain makes helps them regulate their emotions. They stay open, reflective, and calm. Secondly, the 55-38-7 rule tells us when we talk about emotions that 55% of the message is body language. 38% is tone of voice. Only 7% is words. So it's not just what you ask, it's how you ask it. If you say, are you against the idea of postponing? And your voice is soft, curious, calm, that no becomes a gift, not a rejection. Let's talk about real life examples. Personal conversation here. Picture this. Your friend invites you out after a long, tiring week, your battery's drained. Old way, you'll come, right? And you say yes, even though you're exhausted. The intentional empathy way, would it be too much for you to come out this weekend? That simple shift makes it easy to say, yeah, I really need rest. And now there's no pressure, no guilt, just clarity and care. Another example. Now picture a workplace. Manager asks, you can hit this deadline, right? Team member, yes. But inside, they know it's not realistic. Now imagine the question is, would a 2 week deadline be unreasonable given your other projects? Now the person says, yes, 2 weeks is too tight. And now you've just avoided a mess and built a better plan. That's what no-oriented questions do. They don't avoid no, they welcome it and use it to move forward. How to use no-oriented questions is fairly easy, but it is a turn of the tide. Let's go over some easy ways to do this. Try asking, would you be opposed to? Does that feel like too much right now? Are you against the idea of? Would it be unreasonable to? And here's the key. Ask with a tone that invites, not corners. Let your voice say, I will honor your answer, whatever it is. That's how you build trust, not by getting to a yes, but by making no feel safe. So here is your challenge for the week. Try using every day one no-oriented question. Ask it gently. Respect the answer and see how the energy of the conversation shifts. You may become noticed that people are becoming more open, more honest, and even more confident because when someone feels safe to say no, they feel safe to be themselves. A real no sets the stage for a better, clearer yes. Like, is now a bad time to talk? Person says no, then you know you have their full attention. They're listening and they feel confident and secure. If they say yes, it is a bad time, then they may give you a better time to have that conversation. You want people's full attention. That is why the no-oriented question works in that example and in many others. This is the power of intentional empathy. This is the building of trust, not avoiding truth, but making space for it. So thank you for being here today. Thank you for talking about and listening to no-oriented questions. Try them out in a conversation instead of turning that yes-oriented question. Turn it into a no-oriented question. You want to know. No means trust. No means more confidence from the other person. No means they feel safer. So thank you for listening. Again, remember, like this program, like this video podcast, please make a comment. Please share it with people that you may find will get something out of it. Make a comment, anything. It helps this channel grow and get our message out there. Until next time, keep listening with empathy, communicating with courage, and leaving room for a powerful, respectful no.